my role is sound recordist, so I'm responsible for capturing all of the production sound that happens on the sets in River City and in the backlot as well. So that means that sitting here at a sound mixer, fading the sound faders up and down to get the right amount of sound and get the level. We record onto a multi-track recorder, so that gives us the chance to remix things and record other things together on that. Also, on places like River City, we're also responsible for communications. So when the director, somebody else in the studio, wants to speak to the first AD or the cameras, he's got a box like this, and he can press a button and he can speak to them. They can talk to us, we can talk back to him. So we are responsible also for making all of that work as well.
That's a lot of responsibility for one job, John.
Well, yes, but we take it.
Who else is in your department? How's the sound department made up?
Right, so there's a sound recordist, at least one boom operator. Boom operator, basically, the guy who holds the stick above his head with a microphone. Now, sounds very simple, but it's more complicated than that. And also a second boom or a trainee. And in River City, quite often that person is one and the same. The trainee sort of sound assistant will also help out and be a second boom operator if we need that. At the moment with COVID, we tend to have less people just because of the issues of keeping people separate and making the place safe. But when we go back, hopefully, to 2 camera shooting again, then we will always have 2 boom operators in each place, and on the backlot also an assistant.
So there's a lot of responsibility in there, but it's not a huge team in the sound department, is it? You know, when you talk about those roles there, it's not expensive. You've got a lot to cover.
It's not massive, yes. And it's also helpful to have that small team because it's a very integrated job. Nobody is totally responsible for anything. We all work together to make that work. So I can make all the levels right, but if the microphone's not in the right place, then I'm completely wasting my time. And the same thing for the boom operator. He can put the mic in the right place, but if I faded the wrong one up or done something like that, then again, his role is pointless.
And so when someone's coming into the sound department, what kind of responsibilities do they have on a day-to-day basis? What would you be looking for them to do?
Right. Well, initially, if you're just coming in at the beginning, then people like the trainee would be responsible for things like making sure that the batteries are charged on the day. We use a lot of rechargeable batteries, both in the microphones, normally radio mics, and in the communications equipment, which all the other people work. So that's quite a big job. Also nowadays, just cleaning things down because of COVID is also a big part of what we do. Making sure that everyone in the sound department knows what's happening. So if there's stuff to be brought, like sides, which are the day's instructions, if you like, walkie-talkies, all of that, the sound assistant would do that. And then making sure that, you know, if we've got a faulty cable or whatever, they will also look after that. The boom operator's job basically is just to operate that boom. They're on set all the time. They're also the communication between the set and everyone, because most people will tend to just shout at the microphone and then everyone else hears what's going on. So they need to be there. And during a rehearsal, before we start to record, the boom operator will be letting the sound recordist know if there's an issue with anything, if we can't get to that person, we may need to put a plant mic, which is a hidden microphone, round a corner so that we can hear that person before they walk into the room. All of these things, and it's very much a team effort.
Mm-hmm. And boom operator, that's the person that holds the stick above your head that
yes,
people might
absolutely.
Have seen
in this studio, inside, something like that.
Yep.
As you can see, it's not a big furry one, which you will see and you see all the time in the news. Mm-hmm. We also do have them because we use them in the back lot. So the boom operator is out there. He's positioning the microphone in the best place to get the best sound from that person speaking, but also it stops, if the microphone is in the right place, it stops background noise being picked up so much. So normally the microphone will probably be about there, unless it's a huge wide shot, and then we'll get problems. The other issue for the boom operator is not just getting the microphone in the right place, but he's got to know a bit about lighting, and he's got to know a bit about the camera, because he's got to know if the camera is in a certain position, it's probably producing a wide shot, which could be a problem for the boom because he can't get as close, or that his boom may be causing a shadow because where the microphone is in the middle of a light. So he may have to find a different place to do it. So that's, again, a skill that the boom operator needs, which you might not think until you actually go and say it and do that.
And learn it. And what other skills, for somebody coming in, do you need specialist skills? Do you need any qualifications to come in as a trainee to the sound department, or specialist interests?
I think if you're interested in sound at all, and you've already tried to do stuff, maybe you've gone and worked with a local theatre group, or you work with a band mixing sound, that's a good start. Even if you're not in the position at that point to go to college, going to a media class at a college is a good idea, but there is absolutely no substitute for actually doing the job. So much of what you're taught practically, you will only ever find out if it works when you actually try to do it, which means you should always try and do that in your course. Make a short film, do that sort of thing. And as much as possible, try and do that in your life as well. People who come and just say, yes, I've just been to college and I've done that, are less likely to get a position than people who've actually gone out and done it in some way or other. I always say that, try and get practical experience. Very valuable. And
that can be in any form, as you say, it can be making a short film, it can be doing anything at all.
You can go and mix a band, you can go and work in the theatre group and do the sound there. Yeah. All of these things are valuable, especially in terms of radio mics. You would do that a lot in the theatre. And that's a skill that is really, really important in television drama.
And what do you look for new entrants? So we kind of talked about their skills, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a qualification, but an interest in sound is always a good thing. Are there any other skills for coming to work in a film and TV industry that you think are valuable?
Yes. Be a team player. Be part of the team. People who come and are friendly, get on with other people, and you are totally remembering that you are the interface between the rest of this and the artist. You're the guy who's representing the sound department on that set. So if you can get on with people, then that's going to work. You will have personal contact with them. They may have to fit a radio mic, so you've got to be able to approach somebody in a pleasant way that makes them feel at ease, fit the mic, be happy with that, make sure you're happy. And there's always a bit of banter and a bit of fun. And the more that happens, the better the team will be. If a place is full of divas all going, darling, I can't do anything with that, then it ain't going to work.
Teamwork, I like it. I like it. And could you finally share a kind of top tip? What would be your top tip for somebody looking to get into the sound department? You've mentioned a few things there that you think are good ideas.
Yeah. I mean, come with some experience, no matter what that is. Even if it's only your school play or whatever. If you're at college or school, get involved in things which are your own. Show that you're interested. Some people come along because they've been put on a kind of training day and you kind of sit in the corner and don't ask questions. Show that you're interested. Ask me about what I'm doing. Find out what the thing. If you're coming to River City, watch an episode. Even if you hate it, it doesn't matter, because you will learn about how the thing works, and therefore you will have an inside knowledge. And be approachable. And you're probably going to be shy. Everyone will be when they come, but at least if you try and show that you are a part of it and going to be a team player, vitally important.